but no substance again tonight. And RCB, unbeaten in this tournament, has started wonderfully. 16 for 2. He's taken a really good catch right underneath us here, Kane Richardson.
Well, head's been shaken inside that dugout because this is a waste of a wicket. You've got to say that. The ball is higher onto the bat because of the height that Kyle Jamieson has. And this one probably didn't go where he intended on the bat. So he disappoints once again. 7 of 9, 16 for 2.
Mananvora goes after scoring straight runs. In the answer, number 4 for Rajasthan Royals, jersey number 10, David Miller.
Right, this is nice. The experienced player comes in up front to stem the rot. David Miller comes up at 4, not at 5. And they'll take the run, all right. So it's an excellent power play so far for RCB after 4. Royal 17 for 2.
And off the 4th of Rajasthan Royals, 17 for 2.
Matchday excitement brought to you by Toyota.
So Dubé next, Parag, Tawadia, that's for sure. RCB have got off to a flyer here, 17 for 2. Normally you'd say a flyer is with the bat, but a flyer in the sense of those 2 early wickets. 2 overs left in the power play. And it looks like Siraj is going to be magnificent length. We saw an example of that from Hawkeye. Perfect length when you're bowling first here at Wankhede. Bishop is still here alongside me, Simon Dewar.
Evening, Slats. Evening, Bish. Loving these lengths earlier from the quick bowlers. They would have turned up here, I'm sure, after being in Chennai for the last 2.5 weeks. 3 weeks if you count a little bit of downtime prior to the tournament, relishing the conditions early on.
Well, Kohli is going to keep Siraj going into his third. Nicely played. It's not breaking the field. So we'll have another look at him being dismissed for 7. Another failure. His highest score so far in this IPL, 14. And no smarts there, and the reason being is because of the height of the bowler. If he's a lower, shorter, skiddier bowler, go for it, down the ground.
The only thing I'd say there, Slats, is that he's got to, regardless of the height of the bowler, he's got to pick his shots, because I remember when they played against Delhi Capitals, that's exactly the same shot that he played and got out in exactly the same way. Miller coming in 1 slot higher today, giving him the up eventually. We'll see if it works. So let me show you what I'm talking about with Mananvora. It's not like he looks like he's out of form. He looks like he's been in good touch. But this is not. So his shot selection is questionable, unfortunately.
And execution. If you think that's the right length to be playing that shot, surprising he's getting so up rather than going long. So I think there's an execution issue in that last dismissal, not the one here tonight. Oh, on the toe. There may be a review here, and it's hit the stumps. It's running away for 4. It's all happening on this particular delivery. Coley is going to review it. One always had that feeling it was going upstairs.
Copy that, Maddie. Players review for LBW. We have given him not out. TV umpire to director. We have a player review for LBW. On-field decision is move on to front on spin vision, please. Nice and slow. Okay. Can you please rock and roll? Yes. Can I have ultra chair, please? Keep rolling, keep rolling. Okay, there is a clear spike as the ball passes the shoes. Bat first, no bat involved. Ball tracking, please. Pitching in line, impact in line, wicket setting. Going back to on-field, Maddie. Maddie, you need to change your decision to out. Your
Brilliant review. So he knew that it hit David Miller right on the toe before he got bat on it. That is brilliant. Just adds to this great start for RCB, flying at the top of the table. Isn't he happy? Isn't he happy? Couldn't get the toss right. Got a review right though. 18 for him.
In the hands of number 5 for Rajasthan Royals, jersey number 25, Shiva Dubey.
He's out there already, 4.3 overs, 18 for 3. And the bowling has been superb. The captain's, and then that review. Siraj is going to convince Coley to go upstairs. He was convinced that was out. Miller, I thought, would be limping off, to be honest with you. That was a hard hit on the toe. But it's all happening on another good pitch, conducive for runs. Coley at the top said, I've got the height in my bowlers. I've just got to get that length right. Full again. RCB are humming out there.
The critical thing is a change of length, a little bit of movement, the head of Miller falling across. And Siraj to go for that review. They were jumping and they saw it on the big screen before the decision.
Do you think Coley ever plays a game and is just, as we watch that, being punched for 4, that is a good start. We just need more of those. The double R's. I was going to say, do you think Coley ever just walks out there and he plays so much cricket and isn't thinking that this is his last game he's going to play? Because his enthusiasm, those eyes, the determination, it's the same no matter what format or where he's playing. I just love it. I love it.
I don't imagine he plays a game of cards or a game of table tennis without being fully involved and fully up for it.
Exactly right. End of the over, end of the 5th, 22 for 3.
End of the 5th over Rajasthan.
Richardson. We've got a Jai Richardson and we've got a Kane Richardson. So different teams, but Kane gets a fabulous opportunity tonight to come on when the batting side is struggling at 22 for 3. Sampson on strike. And that's all he needs to do. Sanju, like Gaekwad last night, he started playing fluent strokes. Surprise, surprise, he got some runs. Watch the ball. If it's in your slot, play a good cricket shot. Beautiful.
The challenge really is like Mananvora, and I'm not qualifying the respective talents, but to keep doing it time and time for long periods, game after game. One stroke doesn't make the summer.
So pressure on Kane here not to release the pressure that's been built. First ball goes for 4. When he loses down leg side. Yeah, Sanju in all the interviews, Bish, talks about batting in the moment and not getting ahead of yourself, but he pulls it on for me. Instead of being as neutral as he says he is. Maybe the game situation now, 27 for 3, will just settle him down a bit. Uses the pace. Nice control in that shot.
Yeah, I like this. Watching the ball onto the bat, using the pace of the surface and the outfield, and finding the gap. You get full value here at Wankhede Stadium, and most of the grounds we're going to visit throughout the Vivo IPL. You get full value for your runs. It's just about timing it. Through in my voice at times, I know you can be frustrated watching Sanju Samson. Because he's so good.
I'm pretty sure people might be sensing that from me as well. Because he's played 2 glorious shots and they've just been controlled. And he's so good on the eye. And I would love to see him now. What is he, 26? No, he's getting into an experienced, mature mode now. He should be knowing his game and being very consistent, I believe, because of the technique he holds and the ability. He uses that ability, but the consistency, he's got to find it.
The opening combination of Siraj and Kyle Jamieson, you're definitely going to see that variation. And the width of the crease a little bit there as well. Ian Bishop, that Siraj uses the crease a little bit. Kyle Jamieson just a little more clustered, although a bit higher.
Yeah, definitely. And Jamieson in the right conditions swings at both Point and Siraj as well, because I talked about his bowling arm going past the perpendicular, and that ball to David Miller, it's exacerbated even more the angle because he falls away slightly, pushes it towards off stump, and then it swings back as a batsman. Hard enough when a guy comes straight over the top and swings it back into you, but when he pushes it and then swings it, brilliant.
And when we talk about going past the perpendicular, Kane Richardson is exactly the same. We'll try and freeze it as he lets the ball go. And you can probably explain your point because he's much the same as Siraj, a bit like Jai Richardson as well.
Yeah, usually you want to deliver the ball from, if you imagine a clock face, 12 o'clock or maybe 11:30. But he just goes, the head just goes a little bit and he's slightly inside. It's still a very high point. Some bowlers are even further inside, to right of screen.
It's a good finish. The last 2 deliveries, he hit the deck hard. It's 32 for 3 after the power play.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of fun.
सॉरी आप कौन
सर किटी कटारिया क्लाइंट रिलेशन एग्जीक्यूटिव आपने इंटरव्यू लिया था मेरा
मैं तुम्हारे बच्चों का बाप बनना चाहता हूँ प्रॉब्लम क्या है मतलब छाती के बाल थोड़े ज्यादा हैं पर तुम कौन तुम
Naya Star, Naya Love. Hotstar Specials presents The Office Season 2, now streaming on Hotstar.
Chahal. Chahal coming into the attack, so we're going to see spin for the first time.
In bowler for RCB, jersey number 3,
Now 12 for 12, and he put those 2 boundaries under the belt, which has been fantastic. Just because of the way he played them. Slip in place. Here we go, the Dream 11 top fantasy picks of the match. So these are the most popular picks fans are relying on for their big performance. And you get your fantasy points. So you've got Glenn Maxwell is the top pick. And Kalo Demaxi. Glenn Maxwell, these two next to me have got their Dream 11 teams. So I don't know how you're going to fare this evening. Nova Rat's your captain, Dooley. Who's your captain? Bish, have you gone, Cole?
I went Rashid Khan, I think.
Did you? Did you? You went for a bowl, wasn't it?
Yes, someone who will make an impact every match at double my points.
It's a good call, actually.
Thank you.
Even though he's not a captain at this stage.
Is he not captain Afghanistan?
It's Coley doing all he can do in the field. I'm not in one format. No, but I like what you're saying. He's going to be impactful every time he plays, isn't he? Come on and get the odd run as well.
I couldn't afford anybody else, to be honest, after how easy it is.
Tuck was at 12.5 points out of your 100 gone with AB with Virat.
He's Coley in the action again. Both times he's unable to stop it.
Nice matchup this, Sanju Samson and his Vendra Chahal. 9 innings, just 30 runs and 5 dismissals. So he's had the wood on. Sanju Samson has Chahal. He hasn't had the best start to Vivo IPL this year. 12 overs, 104 runs he's gone for. He's going in excess of 9 and over at the moment this year has Chahal in his first 3 games, but stick with him.
Short cover.
Quick through the air there. Or flat, I should say, more than quick, 87k, 37 for 3 after 7.
End of the 7th over, RR 37.
Finding the right information when sending deposits to India can be a hassle. Now with Zoom and UPI India, you just need your loved one's UPI ID and your money will arrive typically in minutes. Download the app today.
Jersey number 5,
Washington Sugar. Rajasthan Royals pinned down after losing those 3 wickets. You lose that amount of wickets in a power play, it's hard to recover. It's certainly hard to bounce back and get that score of 200. Probably very excited to be here, Marketti, after coming from Chennai. He said that's the toss pitch, didn't he? He said, well, I know I'm excited after where we've come. Bit of pace, bit of bounce. It's about getting the bowling right, really. Early adjustment. We saw that Cummins was expensive last night, wasn't he? Just not quite getting it right here. But play again here. He'll have learnt from that experience. It was so good seeing it, thumping it at the end of that match. And that's been thumped. An Academy cracking 6. Sergio, you've got hold of that one.
Wow. That is a stunning start. Sanju Samson just advancing, knows exactly what he's going to get from Washington Sundar.
Well,
have some of that. This is Glenn Maxwell as well.
Glenn Maxwell's put that one in the back of the head and said, "Oh, I'm going to beat that."
Just about to say that 6.92 economy over 40 matches for Washington Sunda is incredible, especially since half of those games are probably at the Chinnaswamy, which is small.
In the air, gone. Happens too often. Happens too often. He's played a glorious shot, a powerful shot. I mean, where does that wicket come from?
Stuck in the surface quickly. Surprised Glenn Maxwell a little bit. If you take a look, just in the background is a big red and white sign. He catches it, but he talks about it to his teammates afterwards, takes the catch comfortably in the end. But another start for Sanju Samson. He's gone for 21. It is 43 for 4.
Sanju Samson goes after scoring 21 runs. In at number 6 for Rajasthan Royals, jersey number 5, Riyan Parag.
Parag enters responsibility on the Dubé. So need that partnership. Need to get it going. Need to get the 15th without losing another wicket if they can. Because the Rajasthan Royals skipper has just smashed one out of the park, and then very next ball, it's short. But again, it comes down to execution.
But it's always the chess game, isn't it? Sanju Samson decided he was going to come hard at Washington Sunda first ball. He did it successfully, but you're always going to have to expect Sunda to pull his length back in reaction to Samson coming down the track.
IPLT20.com. Van Pol question is coming your way. Which RCB spinner will take more wickets? Viva IPL 2021. Chahal or Washington Sunda? Go to the website now and have your say.
2 apiece at the moment.
Able to clip that one very square. Comes back to 2. Good running. Completes the 8. That's 47 for 4.
End of the 8th over Rajasthan Royals.
और ये मिशन मेरे लिए बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है.
इसे अच्छा मौका काम.
पंजे बाहर निकालो, शेरनी की तरह.
Shivam Dube, Riyan Parag, batting to come, Tewatia Morris. Gopal bats number 6 at Karnataka. But it's a different atmosphere here. On 2 of the last ball, Riyan Parag and Shivam Dube just checking if we completed the first run.
That's a bit hard, isn't it? And 4 wickets had gone for 47. Let them have that extra run.
In any case, a lot of batsmen run short anyway by backing up about a yard anyway. So in any case, they're running short and claiming the run. Right.
Oh, yeah.
And enjoying the match, the comfort of their homes. And I'm delighted to sitting at home and watching it. Please continue to do that. I hope the IPL bringing a little bit of joy into your lives in these difficult times. So please do stay in. Please do stay in. These are unprecedented times. I'm getting a lot of messages. It's people who are in quarantine, who are locked in. Look forward to 7:30 in the evening. Good shot. Good shot. This is a reputation he's got. This is something they want to see a little bit more of from Shivam Dube. It's an unacademic cracking six.
Yes, they want that consistency from him. Interesting to see what he's done with it. And when he takes that front leg across too much, he loses his body shape. He's hit it with the turn.
Just to complete that story, please do stay safe. As possible, stay indoors. There might be vulnerable people around you, and an indiscretion on your part might lead to trouble for somebody else. Here at the Wankhede Stadium, it's a good match being played in a very strict bio bubble. No spectators, so every time the ball goes out of reach, it's got to be changed, as was when. Oh, it's been in everybody. That's done a lot.
Footmarks, I think, Harsha. Straight out of the footmarks, which are been created by Kyle Jamieson and Kane Richardson. Beaten A.B. de Villiers, all ends up. Yeah, there they are.
Don't miss the bounce. Always at the Wankhede Stadium. Bounce. Big eyes, yes, big eyes. Big happy eyes too. What's up? We have 180 game.
Yeah, you got to bat well. That's the problem. 180 is eminently possible if you bat well.
And he goes for it again. This time it's in his arc. This is a bit like baseball. Ball 2, strike 1.
Yes, it's in his arm. This is for the last 2 years. There it is. It's spinning into him. And he hasn't taken his front leg too far across. Away from him. It's gone more towards the ball. Therefore, the connection is so sweet.
That's it. This.
Not a bad over that at all. In fact, a very good over for Rajasthan Royals. 17 runs came off it. It's 64 for 4. After 9 overs, it's time for the Siata strategic timeout.
Getting into Ivy League is not just a dream in cities of the US. Start your SAT or ACT preparation today with Turito. Turito offers you live classes with expert tutors, credential building activities, guidance with college applications, quiz tracking app, and assessments based on AI and ML. Experience our course through a demo today. Enroll now. Turito.
Long goal. Played some weak shots, some very attractive shots. They've lost too many wickets. With the last over 17, there was another 10-run over before that. In fact, 2 10-run overs before that. Just look at the white dots. You cannot afford those. 3 in the power play. And then Sanju Samson. Once again, is looking really good. much the happier side, RCB. They're on a roll. Everything they do is, all the changes, all turning out right. Gave Siraj a new ball, he picked up 2. Jameson got the new ball, he picked up 1.
KJ, how are you, mate? A new shirt, obviously a bit warm out there. How are you feeling about proceedings so far tonight?
Yeah, it's a little bit warm, and the shirts aren't the most breathable, but getting through. It was a good start. I think I think the way that Siraj started really set the tone, and then to get 4 wickets is certainly what we hope for.
First taste of the IPL, obviously, this season. How's it been?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Look, it's obviously nice when you're winning. But the boys have been awesome. We got very clear plans and just been trying to stick to that. So, I've certainly been loving it so far.
Get on. The vest underneath, is that a heart rate monitor? Is it do your distance? What does that do?
GPS. So I'm assuming it's doing all that sort of stuff. It's probably a question for the trainer, not for me. But hopefully it's taking some good measurements.
And obviously you monitor the fluids that you lose throughout the night as well.
Absolutely. Just trying to keep beats on board. So it's obviously very hot and just try to try to do as best you can.
Thanks for your time, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy.
Right there, the end of the Seattle strategic timeout. It must be a huge moment for Kyle Jamieson. I mean, he's had a couple of good seasons as a test player, really, not as a white ball player. But everybody here on the auction table recognizes his potential. And so far, I think he's done a job. He's come in at the end, he's played some big shots, he's taken the new ball.
I think the best part about his bye has been that he's been very much under the radar, with all the attention being focused on Glenn Maxwell, and he's done a very good job, Jamieson. He's bowled tight lines, he's got the wicket, he's batted down the order. Yes, there was one expensive over, but that's what you expect in the IPL. Every bowler will be taken for a few runs sometimes.
He's a former top order batsman. Spent a lot of his younger years opening the batting in the top order. More than capable with the bat. You'll see that shine through in the years to come, I'm sure, a little bit more. I think he's capable of batting 6-7 in a test match side if required.
Good challenge though. Given that he's such a big built young man.
Hard to bounce. But his rise in the test match arena in particular has just been phenomenal. And therefore, the auction was, he was sought after in that auction. A good series. At a tough time of it for the 3 or 4 games after the auction. And I think that can happen because it's such an enormous life-changing thing, this what the IPL has done for so many players around the world and in India. They're life-changing sums, and it's sometimes not easy to cope with that as a young man. 4 games post the auction, he struggled for New Zealand, but I think it was a good time for him to be there, just to be at home, to get through it, to process it all, and then to come to the IPL with a fresh mind.
When you have somebody like a Kane Williamson as your captain, I'm pretty certain that Kane Williamson would have had a large part in trying to make sure that the young man's feet were on the ground. You're right, absolutely right. So easy to get carried away by the amount of money that you get. But in the end, it's just the cricket, you'll keep getting good money.
The other thing we're playing for RCB is that the focus is so much on Virat and AB. I think even Maxwell is benefiting from that. But Maxwell is not the big show in the side. Big shows in the side of Virat and AB. Players who have paid a lot of money are actually finding themselves a little more comfortable in the side. We often felt with Virat and AB, 2 giant trees rather than 2 giant pillars. Not enough was growing in their shadow. They were like 2 giant trees. Nothing was growing in the shadow over the years. This year has been outstanding for RCB. Can we maintain the momentum? 70 for 4.
And on that note, you should get ready for your next client call. I was born ready.
Well, are you ready to take that call on India?
That sounds great. I like the setup in here.
Carry on, Captain. Carry on.
The all-new Sienna. Toyota. Let's go places.
This Gopal Sakariya, Mustafizur, there's not a lot there. They need a partnership. It's starting to develop here. 27 of 17. Shivam Dubey is 22 of 18. From time to time, he shows that it's the thing with a lot of players. Can you achieve consistency? That's what separates the best from the others. And that's what you want to see from Shivam Dubey. Richardson. There he goes. That's exactly what I was saying. He's perfectly capable of batting like this. Consistency that's needed.
And I do believe that if he bats well, his bowling as well. Just a little bit of room outside the off stump for him. Luckily for him, it was a little bit away from the field that it put off. Didn't quite get the elevation that he wanted.
On the toss that Virat Kohli sent the double R's into bat. Siraj struck early. Jamison picked up the wicket of Manan Vora. Then that was a ripper from Siraj to get rid of David Miller. Blew him off his feet. They referred it, cannoned into the toe, and was eventually given out. And then this one from Sanju Samson, just chipping away. I think there's just a little extra motivation for Shivam Dubey as well, considering the team he's playing against. Let him go, didn't want him anymore.
Among a whole host of players, it was almost as if they said, okay, don't have those anymore, goodbye everybody. It's working at this stage. You have the little things that captains do in the field in T20 cricket. You've got a big hitter. That long off right on the edge of the circle is the tallest man on the field, Kyle Jamieson. You want to hit over him? All the best. You see Pollard doing that now. You've got Jamieson there. Now I'll go 180 degrees. Clever batting. He's on 31. Shivam Dubey, his highest score in the IPL. I can say with some confidence it won't stay highest for a while. I think there'll be a few more. He's batting well.
Yes, I think if he bats like this, being aware of the situation, being aware of the fielders, where the fielders are, everything is not about smashing the ball into the stands. You can play delicate shots like that and get good runs as well.
.48 an over, with 7.5 an over. They'll have to get more than those, but the question is, can they keep it going? Can the second half, they double the score, can they get 160, 165? May not. Gone. It's 81 for 4.
अगर तुम चाहो ना तुम्हारी जिंदगी कोई फिल्म से कम नहीं होगी।
Star Specials presents 100.
That one down towards the third man. Very lucky not to get a slight little edge.
To come. This partnership develops, and then you can see some big hitting from Morris, maybe from Pravati as well. Can they get 100 in the back nine? If they do, then we've got a competitive game. Right, Harshal Patel gets the ball. Finder comes inside the circle. Third man drops back now for the left-hander. Long off's coming inside too. Mid wickets up. He covers out. Now Harshal Patel wants something else. Also, captain's a stateside. That's not a bad thing to have on your CV. I lead a team. Okay, what's the outcome? Long off has gone back, mid-wickets come in. Now, what I'm interested in seeing here is take the pace off that worked so well in Chennai. Will it work well on this track?
It's great to have the IPL legends back in India, of course, and Tata Safari, stunning design inside and out. It's back to rule the roads. The blue's my favourite match, to be honest with you. I like the blue. Reclaim those moments of your life with your friends and family. Grab a Tata Safari and go on a journey. Got to like the blues. But in India, like blue. Four ball. Riyan Parag. Not just that. It's starting to use Harshal Patel a bit like Dhoni uses Dwayne Bravo at CSK. Come in the back 10. That's a role that's been defined for it. And he's risen to the challenge. There's no question about it. 5 wickets in the first game. He's mixed it up quite well. He's bowled good lines. But this is something that no bowler can do anything about, no captain can do anything about. You can't keep a fielder that fine. Now Riyan Parag, just shot. Oh, goes for 4. Now, often in the situation, go for the catch. He didn't either, actually. He was as unsure as Virat was at the toss. He didn't know what to do here, and it should have either been one or the other. Look at where this... Yeah, in the end, he's ended up just landing right alongside it. You've got to either dive for it. He slowed down at the end. Make a dive for it, or charge back to the boundary and stop it. That should never have been 4. It's the kind of replay you don't want to see. How are we doing on the purple cap? There you are, Harshal Patel, 9 wickets. Deepak Chahar, how good has he been? Playing a different role. Deepak Chahar gets all his wickets right at the top. Harshal Patel at the back end, 9 and 8. Avesh Khan's been a revelation too. And what's a good thing to see about all these? There's Rahul Chahar as well. 4 Indian bowlers at the top of the list. It's a nice little competition between 2 cousin brothers, isn't it? Rahul Chahar and Deepak Chahar. Both on 8 wickets. Maybe bragging rights at the end of the tournament. I got more wickets than you. Symmetrical. Deepak Chahar at 36, then 4 wickets in the next game. No wickets for 32, or 29, sorry, and then 4 wickets in the next game. He's enjoyed his time here in Mumbai. We talked about Shivam Dube. I'm very interested in seeing Riyan Parag. We've been saying for 2 or 3 years now that this young kid, sometimes you play at number 6, something like Abhishek Sharma, for example, at Sunrisers. You get 5, 6, 10 balls. You can end up playing a whole season with 30, 35, 40 balls. Today is the opportunity for Riyan Parag to show that promise can be converted into runs. It's a great opportunity for him to get a 50, 60 here. Top order's fallen apart. Once again, third man. There's a few runs going in that area. Kohli never think about it.
He sent that one with a lot of pace and gone for nothing!
If you're sending money online, there's no sender or receiver transfer fee with Western Union.
Outstanding figures!
Download our app today.
Showing good presence of mind, showing good awareness of where the fielders are. Just ramping it for a boundary.
Dubé going. Jameson. Now Feely.
Yeah, well, you said it, Sonny. But it was still wide. It was an on-pace delivery with no third man. So, a terrible option. Brad Conley went straight to him after that delivery. It was the end of the over, and I'm sure he said, mate, my field is not set for that. He's doing that, isn't he?
It's a solid blow. And is it coming the hour? 100 comes up for Rajasthan.
It's very important for Riyan Parag to middle the ball. If he slices it, there is a fielder there at the point, deep point. We saw in the previous over, but he's middled this one, so no problems. There is no fielder there. The previous over, Siraj made a mess of that. Didn't even stop the ball from going to the boundary.
So many of the Rajasthan Royals batsmen look in good touch, from Manan Vora, Jos Buttler, Sanju Samson, Riyan Parag. You've got to kick on. He's had a good domestic tournament inside Mushtaq Ali Trophy for Assam. Nearly 300 runs, just over 250 in fact, at 87. Highly talented.
Well, I think they found a groove here too, Bish. I think they've got themselves to that 50-plus partnership. It's 58 off 33. So there's a good rebuild on. But they've got some rhythm in this partnership. They don't have to do much different for too much longer. They get to that 15th, 16th, they have to open up a little bit. But just maintain what they're doing now. The rhythmist partnership is working.
Craig Jackpot available. We've all been waiting for it. You can get on the Cred app for this daily reward. A couple of batsmen will be hoping the hard work they're putting in now will get rewarded for it. The thing to remember is that Riyan Parag is 19 years old. Played the under-19 World Cup in still a baby in this game, and the expectation on his shoulder. So many young talents around, but you have to remember Shubman Gill, 21-22. Thing is, they've played so much domestic cricket compared to other couples. Sometimes lift the expectation on them. There's still some of them learning the game.
Well, he played a couple of really valuable innings last Vivo IPL in the UAE, and there was one in particular in Dubai. I remember where he was on fire and he was hitting over extra cover and he had all the shots coming out. He's a very powerful player.
That would have been a brilliant catch. It would have been. 104 for 4.
Watch Vivo IPL live on Hotstar.
Checked the shot at the last moment, didn't go through with it. You're absolutely right. For a nanosecond, it was in his hand and then it just bounced out.
Feeling that should have held on to that Virat Kohli last over. Moved quickly, got to it. To Shivam Dube. Strike rate touching 150. just hit it.
This is where sometimes he lets himself down, makes up his mind from before. This is the last ball of the previous over. This would have been a stupendous catch if the ball had remained stuck. What an effort this. It was low, it was low. It was travelling.
He's upset. Obviously, those stick with him. There's such high expectations. But this partnership is still intact.
That is stupendous. Shot on the drama, Real Parag.
It's gone so quickly to the boundary. Here we go. Yeah, it's a helicopter, isn't it? It has been smashed. 2 men in the deep there, right between them.
Harshal Patel strikes back after a glorious shot. Not for the first time today, a wicket falls.
Well, once again, trying to be a little too cute. Played such a good shot the previous ball. Sometimes you can be a little too greedy. Yes, the fielder was in the 30-yard circle on the leg side, but you are bowling to somebody who was holding the purple cap. Yes, he's telling him, go on, try that. Well, disappointing after getting a start. 25 of 16, 109 for 5.
25 runs. At number 7 for Rajasthan Royals, jersey number 4, Rahul Tewatia. 109 to 5. Rahul Tewatia joins Shivam Dube. Reject the batting order a little bit today with David Miller moving from 5 to 4. That didn't work out. Shivam Dube's gone on to his highest score of the season so far. At the highest of his IPL career. And with 6.5 overs to go.
They side that marker, so he gets away with it. 10 wickets now, Harshal. That purple cap of his, secure for a little bit longer. He's fairly unlucky, actually. Just turned the bat slightly too early for it to go to third man. But again, a start not going on. That's why Dube, the pressure on him now is to be there at the end.
That's gone easily. Helped quite nicely by Tewatia.
Well, remember the other evening when it was fizzling out for Rajasthan Royals to win, and that might help him get going because he can be very sluggish in starting his innings in T20 cricket, but we know he's a big hitter. That's a terrific start.
The guys want to bowl too straight a line, and he goes across him, but too wide again. Because his leg side play is so dangerous, as we've seen over time. It's an expensive over, even though he's got a wicket in it. 16 off it, 14 overs completed, 120 for 5. It is that time. Seat Tire strategic timeout.